Last year, I decided to try modded Fallout 4 VR, and to this day, I still think it's one of the best VR experiences I've ever had. Then a few months after I published that video, Fallout London released, and this really piqued my interest. For context, I grew up and currently live in London, so the idea of getting to see a version of it in the Fallout universe sounded really awesome.
And a football? That's right, not a soccer ball, a football, you American people. It's a football, because you play it with your foot.
So you'd think I'd download it straight away, right? Nope. I held off on playing it because I was fairly certain that at some point modders would get this thing working in VR. Fast forward to now with the second season of the Fallout TV show dropping this week, and I once again found myself with that radioactive itch to play Fallout in VR. So on a whim, I checked to see if any progress had been made on Fallout London.
Leaves on the track. That's actually accurate. It's like, oh my goodness, there was 1 centimeter of snow. Everything shuts down. Everything.
And I am happy to say that over a year later, my patience has been greatly rewarded because Fallout London is now fully playable in virtual reality.
VR! VR! Yeah!
And when I saw that, I pretty much dropped everything I was doing, installed it, started it up, and that is all I've been doing these past 4 days.
Pigeon! Pigeon! Accurate London!
I've clocked in almost 5 hours of gameplay thus far, and I can say this is one of the most surreal experiences I've had in VR.
Pink wafers! That's how you know they got this game right, because I actually used to eat these as a kid. No joke.
So in this video, I want to talk about it, because just like Fallout 4 VR, Fallout London VR is an absolute banger.
No, so... That doesn't look good.
Before we get started, one thing I quickly want to mention is while I was recording gameplay and currently as I'm speaking to you right now, I am incredibly unwell.
Mushy peas. Ow.
I don't know how, but I've been infected by the mother of all colds, so I'm sorry in advance for my nasally voice. And I think for a normal human that would mean being in bed and recovering, but I was enjoying Fallout London VR so much that I was able to use sheer will to keep playing. That and powering myself by drinking copious amounts of Diet Coke.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I'm starting to feel a bit ill. Oh, jeez, hang on. I know exactly what I need. Oh yeah. Ah, yes.
But I think that just goes to show how enjoyable of an experience Fallout London VR is. And I don't know if it's the cold or all of the Diet Coke I've ingested over the course of playing this, but my IQ was dropped about 40 points during these recordings because some of the choices I made were simply baffling.
Nice. Oh, note. Do it. What? Jump? I don't want to jump. Whee! Yeah, that wasn't right.
Moving on, I want to talk about the Fallout London mod specifically because I think the devs, Team Folon, nailed it. And it's not just the fact that there are classic British post boxes, taxis, and buses all over the place, although they do have those in spades. It's actually much deeper than that.
Oh, look. Classic British telephone box. Hello? You alright? Don't need a brown bottle. Don't need a brown bottle, yeah? This is Fallout London. Oh, yes, boys. Now we're talking. Hold on. Oh, no, I just dropped the teacup. Damn it. This is truly London. It's truly London, boys. Delicious.
London is a really large, dense city, and you can feel that in-game with its tight alleyways and buildings everywhere. This in comparison to the other Fallout games with American cities in which the maps are much more open in areas makes this feel quite distinct. This feels like London to me, whether it's everyone being annoyed for no reason,
That was a bit rude. I didn't do anything to you.
or the really funny names they've given classic British things,
Fesco. What? I shop at Fesco.
or the River Thames being the most irradiated thing that I've ever seen.
Jesus, that doesn't sound good, does it? Holy crap. Holy...
But all jokes aside, the devs went absolutely ham with this. Honestly, it felt like I'd barely scratched the surface in my 5 hours of playtime. So I did some research, and this actually makes perfect sense. As Fallout London's map is larger than Fallout 4's, has around 200 quests, 100 voice actors, different factions, companions, and multiple endings. What I had originally assumed was a DLC-sized mod is actually more equivalent to a whole new game onto itself. itself. They really thought of everything for this mod. Instead of caps, they used London's Underground railway tickets as currency. There's UK-themed items and art. There's even custom weapons too, my favorite currently being this medieval sword.
Sword? Oh, yeah, boy. I'm a knight.
And apparently, there's a faction in this game that are all medieval knights, so since learning that information, I've been desperate to find that. Then there's custom-made magazines, posters on the walls, perk animations, and info terminals that all add to the lore. They've truly thought of every detail for this mod.
Oh, it's evil. Ah, it's evil. Ah, it's evil.
But I think the single greatest thing that makes Fallout London a true UK Fallout game is this.
Wait, it's a tea station? Oh my god, that is the coolest thing ever. What kind of teas can you make? Builder's tea? Oh my god, so many teas. This might be the greatest thing that I've seen in this game so far. I just thought there'd be tea about. I didn't realize you could craft tea. Damn it, I really want to make some tea now.
Honestly, if Bethesda came out and said that they made this themselves, I would believe it. And I can't commend the Fallout London creators enough for it.
We're gonna punch it in the face. Yeah, eat that, you nerd. Yeah, you think you could attack me? I'm gonna take your duct tape because you have that for some reason.
They've even got Bethesda's classic visually implied stories in there too. In my travels, I stumbled across these people living underground. And as I made my way up to the surface through the building, I came across a door which had been barricaded. And when I opened it, there was a ghoul in there who I killed. Then I made my way up another flight of stairs and there was another barred door, but there was a hole in the wall. Basically, these survivors had been forced down a level when the ghouls attacked, and they barred the door, but then the ghouls ripped through the wall, forcing them even further down into the basement. It's a small detail that people might miss, but it's there for the people that do notice. And it's the little details like this that truly make Fallout London feel as if it were an official release. Now, I want you to take all of this praise that I've been giving Fallout London and imagine if you could experience it as if you were actually standing there. That's what Fallout London VR is. Everything you enjoyed about Fallout 4 VR, the physical melee and the crouching, the fact you can see how your outfit changes with the Frick mod and the dual-handed weapons, it's all in Fallout London VR 2. If anything, my experience with Fallout London VR has actually been better than with Fallout 4 VR. With modded Fallout 4 VR, it kind of felt like Todd Howard was randomly pressing the Crash Ryan's game button to stop me having too much fun.
Oh no!
Well, I guess as Fallout London is an independently made mod, he no longer has access to that evil button, as there have been noticeably less crashes thus far. Having said that, as I played, there were a few things with Fallout London VR that I didn't like, but I instantly managed to sort by adding some mods.
Whoa, nasty ass deer.
I mentioned this in my Fallout 4 VR video, but I don't like the way VATS works in Fallout VR. So with VATS in vanilla Fallout 4, the game shoots for you, but you don't get to see any of the cool cutscenes. And that for me was the entertaining part of VATS, which does make sense, as I think those cutscenes in VR would make people barf up their lunch. But it means that the VATS is all done from your first person point of view, which is basically just an aimbot, which I feel is boring and not an entertaining way to play. This is also the case with default Fallout London VR. So once again, I've added in the bullet time VATS mod, which makes it so you have to physically aim and shoot yourself, but it still gives you the benefits of the slow motion VATS. Then for whatever reason, I couldn't get the quick access wheel to work in this, so I installed a mod called Virtual Holsters as well.
Oh, it works. Yes. Okay, so now I can have multiple holsters. This is cool. This is cool.
Now, I have no idea why I didn't install this last year, and I'm fairly certain some of you mentioned that in the comments of my previous Fallout VR video, and to those people I say I am sorry because this mod is freaking awesome. Now, instead of that floating wheel, I can just physically place the guns on my body and grab them whenever I want. Very, very cool. But with these two mods added, for me at least, this becomes another near perfect VR experience. As someone that lives in London, it is undeniably surreal stumbling upon locations in VR that I've been to in real life.
Oh, this is the DLR. Of course it is. That's so cool, man. Oh my, oh, I know where we are. I know where I am. Oh, I've actually been in there. I've been in that place in real life.
Then on top of that, being able to locate places in-game using my real-life knowledge of London is again quite a weird feeling that I've never experienced in a game before. And because this is all being done in the most immersive medium created by humans, every emotion is amplified. Whether it's the joy of seeing landmarks I recognize,
Oh, the London Eye!
or most likely in my case, fear.
Oh my god, that actually scared the Jesus, you little head. I'm gonna beat the crap out of you.
Because that's another thing I want to note. Fallout London VR has jump scared me so many times already.
Oh my god!
But there is one moment in particular that stands out above the rest. In-game, to get across the River Thames, I had to go through the Greenwich Foot Tunnel. And for those that don't know, this is a tunnel that exists in real life. I'll put up a photo for you here now. As you can see, it looks lovely, and I definitely shouldn't have any problems
Oh my god. What is happening? Ooh. What's with the scary noises? This game is not meant to be a horror game, guys. This is not meant to be a horror game. This is meant to be a nice trip through London. I just wanted to see the sights, man. Please. What the f*** is that? No. Oh my god. Stop it. Ah, what the f***? Where'd you come from? Stop it. I don't like it. Get him, dog. Swim and get him. Ah! Oh my sweet Jesus. What the hell was that game? I don't appreciate that one bit.
And I want you all to bear in mind, I use a Big Screen Beyond 2 which has micro OLED displays. So in that scene where you can see that it's dark, I was truly seeing pitch black nothingness in the headset. This was genuine nightmare fuel for me, so thank you devs of Fallout London and Fallout London VR for nearly stopping my heart. Now if you're thinking of picking this up for yourself, I think it's important to note while it is significantly less, Fallout London VR does still crash sometimes.
Ooh, what did I just do? Did I just break the game?
So if you end up downloading this, make sure to save frequently. But again, just like with Fallout 4 VR, even with the crashes, I would still recommend playing this mod in VR, because the added immersion you get with virtual reality makes it worth it easily. This VR mod, in my opinion, proves why VR modders are unrivaled, because they go above and beyond to make these games, or in this case, a mod for a game, not only playable in VR, but feel as if it was designed for it. The example that I want to use for this is the Attaboy, and for those that don't know, this is Fallout London's version of the Pip-Boy. Now, the dev responsible for Fallout London VR is called Askimov. I really hope I'm getting that right, and I'm so sorry if I didn't. But he could have just had it so when you press a button, the Pip-Boy screen pops up in front of you in a floating window. And you know what? I wouldn't have even been mad if that's how it worked, because that's what I used in Fallout 4 VR when I played it last year. But he decided, yeah, that's not immersive enough. So he replaced the Pip-Boy model with the Attaboy model, made it holdable in your hand, which you can then look at and move around. Then the cherry on top of all of that is he collaborated with the Frick mod developer so that the Attaboy sits on your belt and you have to physically grab it to take it out and put it away. And this works so perfectly, it's such a natural feeling mechanic for VR. And if you're someone that hasn't played VR games before, it's these little things that really help sell the immersion that is virtual reality. Then let's talk about installation, because Askimov also went and made setting up Fallout London VR super easy. When I installed Fallout 4 VR with all of the mods last year, it took me a good day to get it up and running. But with Fallout London VR, there's an installer that does most of the work for you, and I had this thing up and running in like 40 minutes. He didn't have to make this mod easy to install, but he did. He didn't need to model the Attaboy so it's an actual physical tablet that you can pick up and hold in VR, but he did. And this perfectly exemplifies why I think VR modders are some of the best. I will forever be grateful to the VR modding community for making these mods and keeping this hobby alive for me, because they make these experiences not only playable, but great to play in VR. And I was actually speaking to Askimov on Discord asking him about the mod when he told me a pretty amazing story. He told me that to get Fallout London working in VR, he needed help converting some of the Fallout London mod to VR. And so he asked one of the devs from the Fallout London team to help. But there was a problem. The Fallout London dev that could help him didn't actually have a VR headset, so they physically couldn't help even though they wanted to. So Askimov started a coffee, and within 6 weeks, the VR community raised the money to send a headset to this dev, and hey presto, now we have the game fully playable in virtual reality. And I think that's an awesome story, showcasing how awesome and dedicated the VR community can be. Some of the most fun I've had in VR has been from VR mods, and this continues to be the case with Fallout London VR. I now have effectively a whole new Fallout game to play in virtual reality, and all I can say is what a way to end out the year. And at the end of my 5 hours playing, I actually realized something that I should have realized from the start. I live in London, and this game is set in London, so there's a chance I could actually visit the area that I live in Fallout London while standing in that area in real life. Naturally, I set off straight away, but like I said, this map is big, and the game started off in literally the opposite side of London from where I live, which is why I'm going to be attempting to get there on my live stream this Monday, the 22nd of December. So if you'd like to see a deathly sick idiot potentially dox himself in real time, check the descriptions for my Twitch, I'd love to see you there. I'm also going to leave links to Fallout London VR, and the installation tutorial I followed in the description as well, along with the coffee links to both. So if you felt like giving them some support for the incredible work that they've done, then you can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you if you made it this far. Leave a like if you feel like it. I've got 2 more videos planned before the year ends. I'm not sure if I'm going to get them all done, but I'm going to try. So hopefully I'll see you there, if this cold doesn't end me first. Bye guys.